What are the excuses that you're using not to be healthy? Is it a matter of sometimes saying to yourself, I just don't have the time. I just don't have the time. What is more important than your health?
Welcome to Ending Chronic Disease, where we challenge everything you thought you knew about health. Join international best-selling author and wellness pioneer, Dr. Fabrizio Mancini, as he reveals how to transform your body, your mind, and your life starting today.
One of my best friends was Bob Proctor. Now, Bob Proctor was a legend in the world of personal development with over 60 years of influencing people all over the world. And I never forget one time I had a very special time one-on-one with him. And I asked him a question and I said, Bob, of all the things that you can teach to people and that you've been teaching to people for all these years, what would you say is the one thing, if you only have one thing to teach, what would it be that will allow somebody to be successful? And, I was looking for what is it that's keeping people from actually achieving what they want in life, right? And immediately he answered the question and he said, an indecision. He said, I have found that people that do not make decisions never achieve their success potential because they're afraid of failure. They're afraid, they make excuses. But a decision, even though it may not be perfect, leads you to another decision. And then that decision leads you to another decision. And that decision leads you to another decision. And every decision is made to be able to help you achieve the success that you want. He said the people that don't make any decisions don't ever see change in their lives. But the quicker that you get trained to make decisions, the more successful that you become. And then he gave me a lot of examples of CEOs that he had trained and coached over the years that they master the art of making a decision. You have to make quick decisions. You have to be able to learn from them. And then if it's not working, make another decision and pivot immediately. I saw that during the pandemic, right? We had a lot of clients of mine that some of them were sitting around waiting for the pandemic to stop, but it never stopped. Others began to pivot and start thinking, okay, I can't do this, but maybe I can do something else, changing their business models, even creating new products and services to offer their clientele while they were at home. And those companies actually grew during the pandemic instead of sitting around and not doing anything. So I want you to know that I want you to put that into the context of our discussion today on health. Your health. What are the excuses that you're using not to be healthy? Is it a matter of sometimes saying to yourself, I just don't have the time. I just don't have the time. What is more important than your health? I've learned over the last 18 years that the first thing I do in the morning is take care of my health. I have a 1.5 to 2 hour routine that I don't deviate no matter what, because I have to start the day with me, my physical health, my emotional health, and my spiritual health. Every single day, I have a track record of what I do, and I'm going to share that with you a little bit later, but I don't change it. Because if I don't nurture me every single day, I won't have the resources to be able to nurture anybody else. Not my family, right? My mom, my brothers, my kids, my spouse, nothing. I have to be able to nurture me first. I have to be healthy in order to support others around me. If you're running a company or you're a supervisor, how are you going to be a great supervisor when you're feeling terrible? When you don't even want to be there? You'd rather be home resting because your whole body aches, right? You can't. So I want you to know that excuses should not ever stop you. Another big excuse that I hear all the time is about money. I just can't afford it. I'll never forget this. It's like I have people that come and brag to me about the plane that they just bought, or about the car that they just bought, or about the clothes that they just bought, or the purses that were $35,000, or the big screen TVs that were, $3,000. All of these things. And then when it comes down to making a healthy investment, oh, I just don't have the money. I never understood that. To be honest with you, to this day, I don't understand it. So time and money are two of the biggest excuses that I hear as a provider in healthcare. And what I'm here to tell you is that if you don't invest in your health, you may end up bankrupt, because right now, the number one reason why in America people go personally bankrupt, and this has happened for the last few years, is a health problem. See, if you don't invest in your health, you may end up financially bankrupt. So what do you mean you don't have any money, right? And if you don't invest in your health, how are you going to perform at your highest level so you can then have an exchange of value? The people that make the most money in the world are the ones that are contributing the highest level of value. If you want to make more money, you have to raise the level of value that you're offering your company, your customers, your environment. And how are you going to do that when your body is not giving you the ability to either think it through or even execute it with full energy, full excitement, full focus in your brain? You can't. So many people, there was a study recently that I found very interesting that said that over 70% of the workforce in America is disengaged and doesn't even want to be where they are. And I started saying to myself, you mean, like in my previous role, I had over 400 employees, and I'm saying, do you mean that 70% of those 400 employees, I was paying them not to do what they were supposed to be doing because they're disengaged? They're thinking about something else. They're not doing what they're supposed to. They're not fully committed. And then you have that small percentage that, man, they just can't get their job fast enough done. Those are the people that are healthy. They're mentally healthy, physically healthy, and I would tend to say spiritually healthy. When you have those three components that are working for you, nothing can stop you in life. It doesn't matter what goals you give me, right? I have CEOs of major companies that I mentor. And when they come to me, I have an assessment that I say, give me the 3 things that you want to accomplish this next 30 days. And that's what we focus on. 3 things, 30 days. And I'm amazed a lot of times how some of them get it done in 1 week, while others, they can't even get one done in 30 days. And then I look at their health. I look at their mental health, I look at their physical health, and I look at their spiritual health, and I try to figure out, okay, what's blocking them? What's blocking them? So I want you to know that we can no longer make excuses for not being healthy. It's not going to work. Number one, you're setting the wrong example for your children, which means that your children will follow the same behaviors that you're doing, and their children probably will too. So if you want to help change the generation of health, you have to start with yourself, period. And don't be surprised that a lot of times, as if you have parents that are still living, or even grandparents that are still living, you may be able to change them too, not just your children, but them, because they see in you somebody like, wow, all of a sudden you seem to be more pleasant all the time. And I saw that you lost all that weight naturally, or that you're now able to have some muscle structure in your body because you're able to go to the gym and work out, or that you seem to be smiling more than usual. These are the signs that people will notice when you're healthy. And I've always found that when you're healthy, you have a better chance of getting promotions in your work. Why? Because you're smiling more, you're being more effective, more efficient, and people are noticing. I always tell, when I do a lot of lectures in corporate America, I always tell them, it doesn't matter where you're starting a company, it's what you do with what you have. And if you start thinking beyond your role and start solving the problems that are above you, then all of a sudden that's the fastest way to reach go up the ladder, is you got to contribute value. So I want you to be thinking, what excuses have I made not to be healthy? As you find the root cause of the problem, let's ask that question to ourselves, right? What excuses do I have right now that are keeping me from that? And I got to tell you, I've had so many patients throughout my career in which people will have told me, oh, I don't have any money, but they do have money. They just haven't prioritized their money, right? Instead of taking all the trips, instead of going out to dinner twice or three times a week, instead of spending expensive meals, instead of buying things that they don't really need, right? Why not invest in your health? Why not put that as a top priority in your time? Because that to me is the greatest investment that you can make. So I want you to start thinking to yourself, what excuses have I been using not to be healthy? And if you don't know what they are, ask people around you, because they'll be honest with you. Oh man, you've been talking about going to the gym for the last 3 years and you've never done it. So why have I told you that I haven't done it? Oh, I have no time, or I haven't found a gym that I like, or I don't know exactly what to do if I go to the gym. Whatever it is. All I can tell you is that there's answers out there and you can surpass them. And I want to make sure that you recognize that you have everything you need right now to truly be as healthy as you can. So when it comes to excuses like time, I want you to, right now, just start with 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day is all I'm asking you to make one small change. It could be that you're going to do jumping jacks, as simple as that, for 10 minutes. It's going to be like you do jumping jacks and push-ups. Simple. You can do it from anywhere, right? If you're traveling, at work, at home. Or perhaps you can run for 10 minutes, right? Just run. Nice jog, just to get your body moving. You know, we need to sweat so that it detoxifies our body, but it also helps our circulation through the body. Maybe improve 10 minutes of meditation a day. Maybe do 10 minutes where you're going to do an act of kindness, something positive that's going to make you happy. Do something good for somebody else that needs it. Or perhaps you're going to change your nutrition, right? You're going to take 10 minutes to actually go ahead and prepare something healthy for today, instead of going right by the drive-thru and trying to find something that has very little nutrients and may have a lot of toxicity into your body. 10 minutes a day. That's all I'm asking you to do. I know if you do that, those 10 minutes will turn into 20 minutes and 30 minutes and an hour. I mean, in the last almost 20 years, I'm down to almost 2 hours every morning that I spend in my physical, emotional, and spiritual health. And I'm telling you, by the time I'm done with that, I do it early morning. Most people are asleep, but I can conquer anything I set up my mind to do that day because I just spent all that time with me. Now, the other one is money. You know, I want you to look at your resources and I want you to ask the question, why am I not attracting more? Could it be because I'm not fully present in what I'm doing, because I'm not being creative enough, because I'm not putting the effort that it requires to be successful? You know, if everybody that wants to be successful will be successful, but only few of us are successful because the successful people usually have to do the things that the unsuccessful people will never do, right? I go to the gym first thing in the morning, not because I want to, but because I know that that is what will allow me to build this physical body every single day, right? I eat sometimes things that I'm not craving, but not because I can't eat them. It's just because I know those things are what my body needs to be nutrient, right? To feed my body. I do the meditation not because I want to, but because I know that meditation is going to allow me to function at a much higher level. So I'm asking you to do the same. I'm asking you not to make money an excuse anymore. I want you to invest in you. In fact, I want you to allot an X amount of money every month, just like when you pay your first serve, right? If you talk to any financial investor, they tell you that the key to wealth is to pay yourself first. So if you're making, let's say, $5,000 a month, you're going to take, let's say, 10% to you. You're going to pay yourself. You're going to take 25% to your taxes. You're going to put that aside, and you're going to live within your means, right? That's the formula. It hasn't changed in all the years that I've seen. If you want to save more, then take 20%. If you can live under the other one, if you can lower the expenses, put more into savings, right? Take the amount of money for taxes and live under your means. If you want to save 30%, then save 30% more aggressively. Put money aside for taxes and then be able to live within your means. That's the same thing that you need to consider doing for your health. Your health needs to be one of those things that you invest every single day. So make sure that you are following a regimen that we know can help you be healthier. And number two, I want you to invest in natural health. I want you to invest in natural holistic providers like chiropractic, naturopath, osteopath, homeopath, and acupuncture. Those are things that will help you. Massage is big. We see a lot of the scientific benefits for a massage. So get an occasional massage. It's very healthy. Do yoga, right? Join a yoga class. We know that the health benefits of yoga are amazing, not only on stretching, but also calming your mind. It's amazing. Do a Pilates class, right? One of the best exercises that you can do. Do something, but do something. Invest in you. And then the last one is, what are the risks, right? A lot of times all I can tell you is, look, doing nothing is the biggest risk there is, because that means nothing is going to change in your life. Doing something that we know has already been proven to help you be healthier is probably the best thing that you can do to help you be able to have the greatest health that you can have. So let's stop the excuses. Let's start making decisions that are for your benefit. Let's start investing. Turn those excuses into must statements. I must make the time, not I don't have the time. I must make the investment, no, I don't have the money. I must mitigate the risk instead of no, I'm not going to do anything, right? If you do those three things, I know that you're going to be much better. But look, don't wait for a wake-up call. I know right now you have the ability to help yourself be able to make a change, whatever that may be. I've given you a lot of choices today, a lot of information that can help you. Just make a decision today and do something. Don't let those excuses stop you anymore, because right now, if there's one thing I know, is that the power to end chronic disease is in your hands. Let's make it happen one step at a time.
To learn more about Dr. Fabrizio Mancini's groundbreaking work, visit www.endingchronicdisease.com and join the movement. Together, we can end the silent epidemic of chronic disease and create a healthier, more vibrant world. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, be well and stay inspired.